Hi guys, Andy here, and today I thought we would do some scary stories for kids too. It is available on the Google App Store, Google Play Store, whatever the hell you want to call it. This is probably my third attempt recording this. The first one, I wasn't sure if my recording was working, and then the second time, 30 minutes later, my recording didn't work, so, you know. But yeah, apparently this is a franchise or something. I think I've no entire Felipe Femur. Uh, so I'm just gonna do a little story from each one, since I already know most of them. Uh, we're gonna do Hungry Hungry. Years ago, I was to spend time at a summer camp in the woods, but I missed the bus. It was a long walk to camp, but I didn't mind it. As you all know, I love walking. The breeze felt nice blowing through my ribs, and the walk was nice too. That is, until it grew dark. Suddenly, the owls hooted, the trees rattled their leaves, but scariest of all was in the whisper. Yes, the eerie, hungry whisper. No louder than the wind, it said, though I couldn't then be sure. Hungry, hungry, I wish to eat of you. Full of terror, I ran through the forest. I ran until I found the camp. Everyone had gathered around the fire, just as we are now. I found the lead counselor, but being the skeleton I am, he did not see how white with fear I was. With my teeth chattering, I couldn't tell him. The beds are all full, I'm afraid. He pointed to a far cabin, the one nearest the tree line. You'll have to stay there. Alone? I asked. Alone, the counselor nodded. So alone I went and found my bed. It felt warm and comforting, though I still wished I were home in my own room. Sometime after lights out, I heard a scratching. I figured it was tree branches rubbing the side of the cabin. That is, until I heard the whisper once more. Hungry, hungry, I wish to eat of you. My bones shook. Then the whisper disappeared after a crinkling sound, and I fell asleep. The next night I felt better about sleeping alone. That is, until I heard the whisper once more. This time, it seemed to come from the closet, and a growl accompanied it.
Hungry! Hungry!
I wish to eat of you. The voice said, for it was now indeed more than a whisper. With the crinkling sound, it faded, and being too afraid to rise, I hid under my blankets until morning. The third night, the voice called out once more.
Hungry! Hungry!
I wish to eat of you. This time, it came from under my bed. I grabbed my flashlight and worked up the courage to look. My hands trembling, came to the edge of the bed.
Hungry! Hungry!
The voice said, and then there came the crinkle and a wet growl. I swallowed and held my breath and peeked over the side of my bed, but lost my balance and tumbled off.
Hungry! Hungry!
I heard the voice say loudly just in front of me. I wish to eat of you, eat you whole. I scrambled for my flashlight and pointed it under my bed, and you know what I saw? I saw sharp teeth. I saw feral eyes. I saw Gummy before he lost his teeth. With a crinkle, he unwrapped and ate the last of his slender, tender meat stick.
Oh, man.
You really had me going there, Felipe.
Ha ha!
I forgot all about that. Hungry, hungry, I wish to eat of you. I might be worried if you didn't have all of those tombstones and other snacks to fill you up. Okay. That ends, let's see. The others are really cute. Okay, let's do gummies. The Hand That Feeds, that's my favorite one that I've read so far. Don't ever bite the hand that feeds, or I'll serve you things most foul. Green and slimy things and centipedes that will make you want to howl. Should you ever try to eat your fill from a hand with a mind its own, you might get a mouthful of something that'll make you want to groan. The hand might feed you some nasty things, like vegetables, rotten, not fresh. That's how you know it's not your muscles writhing beneath your flesh. If it's even food it's trying to serve, of which I have my doubts, I found myself saying, pleading, please, not the Brussels sprouts. Don't ever bite the hand that feeds, for it might feed you guts or a brain. If you need some fiber, it might force some wood down against the grain. Don't ever bite the hand that feeds, or I'll serve you things you just can't stand. Since it won't behave, I know I have to. There's no choice. I'll have to eat the hand. With the bones and nails, the hand is quite the disgusting meal. The fingers claw all the way down, plus there's all the pain you have to feel. Don't ever eat the hand that feeds, or you'll eat your meals off a hook. What's that at the end of it? It's gross. It's coming. I can't even look. Creepy. Idle hands. His hands are hardly idle. With all those nuts, I don't think I've seen them empty all night. With good reason. You might want to twiddle your thumbs, Wesley, or you risk having to eat Brussels sprouts later. Perhaps you're right. Pass a grey goblet my way. Okay, that ends Gummies section. Like I said, they're all really cute. This is really cute. I'm glad I came across it last night. Let's go with Rennie. Okay, Felipe and Gummies are the only one that I read last night. I want to go with the library is an awfully quiet place. The library is an awfully quiet place. It is for an awfully good reason. See, there's a wicked old librarian who thinks of loud noises as treason. She's at all libraries and none at once, hidden and watching from the bits behind you. If you knew how she looked, the awful sight, you'd be as quiet as you could be too. Her fingers are a long and crooked sight. Her skin is pale with the color of death. Her gray hair is pulled back to a bun, the ends curling from the stench of her putrid breath. Between her terribly gaunt cheeks there sits a slender mouth that's fit solely for shushing. A pair of bifocals rest upon her nose, and her angry stare will leave you blushing. Blue veins decorate her wrinkled temples. There are bloodstains on her turtleneck. She'll sneak up on you from behind to punish if manners be something you neglect. Most patrons are silent at the library, not because they're trying to be polite. Even with their hushed words, they still worry that with one loud word, they'll whet her appetite. Every so often there's a loud child, still, who doesn't know the library's terror. Those unaware of the creepy secret and the greatness of their noisy error. If the kid were to yell, the librarian might come to pluck out their noisy tongue. If she found them stopping, she'd have no issue taking the feet and legs of the young. So, if you hear a shh, we better hush, for she's close by, and in need of something, too. The librarian could use a neat bookmark, and a stomping foot or tongue would do. How creepy. I'll remember to be quiet at the library. Don't be quiet, be yourself. Be loud if you want, just be sure to buy my anti-librarian spray. This is just water and lemon juice. Well, do you see any librarians around? I don't.
Did I scare you?
Don't do that. Ah, that was cute. I like that one. Who is this? This is Sunny. Vampire? A wet, toothless mouse emerges with the setting sun. There's an old dreadful tale of a man in need of water. He woke up in the desert, the day growing ever hotter. Hesitant at crossing the sands was something he deeply regretted, as in the shade of his foul plain he lay very still and sweated. His mouth grew dry, then parched, his tongue grew foreign and feel. Even in the shade of his plain, he felt as his lips began to peel. He thought he'd make his way east when the sun finally sunk low, but as one horizon dimmed, the opposite began to glow. With the setting of the first sun, another rose in its place. The man hadn't the fluids to cry, he'd never leave this place. Two suns? Sounds like your kind of paradise, Sonny.
Ha!
Too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. Even I need the night to appreciate the day. That was a little bit short. Let's go with another one. No, let's just go for the next one. Melody and choral. In a room thick with darkness. Oh, I like her shirt, it says Loch Ness. In a room thick with darkness, and inky stirring darkness, you see the form, four corners like a block of night but starless. On the far wall of the room, a window of light is burning. Makes all the shadows dance, the floor seems as if it's churning. The room is thick with darkness, still, for the window light does nothing, because it's not a floor beneath you, it's 1,000 spiders running. Ugh! The swarm of spiders creep on all, the walls are hidden from view, the door is black as a window now, and you're crawling with spiders too. Yummy! I feel itchy. Yeah, my skin is crawling. Mine too. I could go for a bath. No, not a bath. I meant that is to say a shower would do. That was cute. I like that one. Creepy. Cute. Who is this? This is Clyde. The whisper in the walls. Because that sounds... Some of those sound eerier, and I always think they're gonna be good. I awoke on one particular Saturday morning to the sound of whispers in the walls. Perhaps you've heard these whispers too, just as you're waking up. You swear you can hear people talking, as if your parents were in the next room chatting over breakfast. Yet, when you go to look, no one is there. The house is empty. Or is it? Same thing happened on that Saturday morning. I heard the voices, went to look, and found no one. This is strange, as my parents were always home on Saturday mornings. There is no note either. Usually, the voices stop once you're fully awake, but this time they didn't. I walked around the entire house, cupping my ear. I'd hold it to each wall and listen. I'd hear things that sounded like words, but not in any language I knew. Or perhaps they were just parts of the words. The voices were so quiet and muffled it was impossible to tell. The voices wouldn't stop. At times, they seemed to sing even, somberly. The voices seemed sad altogether, really. I had nearly given up trying to understand them when I tried the living room once more. Listening close to the wall, I heard a voice say the word train. Even being such a common word, it gave me chills. Perhaps it was the fact that I finally understood a word the voices were saying. There really were voices in the walls. The whispers became clearer and clearer from then on until I could make out a whole sentence. Found him on the train. Bleeding. Died alone on the train. And this one was more of a hiss than anything. Oh. He was such a good boy, the other voices moaned and wept. A handsome boy too good to be caught up in all that. My poor, poor Clyde, said a voice, and it sounded familiar. Eerily, Clyde was my name. I pulled back from the wall, suddenly afraid that the voices knew I was listening. After a moment, I put my ear back to the wall. The voices seemed closer, right on the other side of the wall. Blood rushed to my ears, my heart raced, my brow became beaded with sweat. I lay back on the couch but could still hear the whispers. The voices were uncomfortably close now. I closed my eyes to focus on listening. "Hello," I said at the wall. Though afraid, I thought I'd try to get to the bottom of the mysterious voices. The voices stopped. "Clyde," said a mournful voice with a quiver. So familiar, this voice. Yes, I knew that voice. It was my mother's. This only added to my confusion. Did they have a secret room in the wall? Were the voices traveling through the pipes? My mother said, "I heard Clyde." "It's only the house creaking," said another. This voice belonged to my father. The walls whisper sometimes. Trick of the mind. It was Clyde, my mother insisted. I heard a creak then. Looking up, I saw that the roof of the living room was being lifted off, as if hinged at one side. Only it wasn't a roof. It was the lid of a coffin. A coffin I was laying in. I couldn't explain it. I got from being on the couch to being in a coffin, yet still I lay in the living room. Looking up, I saw my father, as he said, "But Clyde's right here." Then I saw my mother peek over the edge of the coffin, eyes red and wet. I tried to call out to her, but my lips would not move. It was only a whisper in the wall. "Our son is dead." Yes, my mother agreed and wept. It was only the whispers in the wall. I never got to speak to them again. You see, I died on a train. Never really got off until I had passed the final mortal stop and pulled into Tombstone. Then I met all of you. I hear the whispers in places other than the walls. Like from the TV. And radio static. And the wind in the trees. And from inside my head. And the bathtub. Wait, what were you saying, Felipe? Inside your... I hear those whispers sometimes too. Sometimes it's as if they're right. Stop doing that. Curse you, ghost, especially you, Clyde. Aw, that's so sad. That one was sad. Ooh, what are you? Gilly? Let's continue with the tradition of the voices. That sounds really interesting. I enjoy baths, the water, the bubbles, the toys. With my duck float Tate, there's nothing that can get me like in the deep water of an ocean, lake, or even that deep wet school. I thought that, at least, until it happened. It was a school night, and I was taking a bath after finishing all my homework. Lavender-scented bubbles frothed over the side of the tub as I played with my favorite toy pirate ship and a new rubber duck. In my imagination, Captain Nobeard was exploring the bubble islands with his first mate, Rupert the Duck. Most fun I'd had in a while, I must say. My father had gone out to sign autographs at a local drive-in theater, so I was all alone. I don't think I would have been as frightened as I was if he had been home. I'd have probably thought it was him calling me from downstairs when I heard the muffled voice. But it wasn't from downstairs. The voice that said, "I want to play," came from the drain. A wet and longing voice. It was muffled by the plug in the water, but I heard it again. It said, "Please, let me play." I scooted to the far side of the tub, furthest from the drain plug and the voice. I was too scared to do anything. The smart thing to do would have been get out of the tub and hide under my bed covers, but I stayed in cooling water. "I know you can hear me," the voice said. "I want to play too." Finding, I worked up the courage to speak. I said, "Where are you?" It was a more important question at the moment. More important than asking who it was beneath the drain plug. "Down here, silly," said the muffled voice. "Shh, don't tell Mommy." "Down where?" I looked searching madly for a speaker or some other explanation for the voice. Surely this voice was not in the drain. It was then that I heard the stretching along the bottom of the tub. "Come play," said the voice, and it sounded scary now. Like a fountain of water came out of its mouth when it spoke instead of air. "I'm done playing," I said. "Who are you?" "Why, "I'm Tommy," said the voice, thick with water. "Mommy didn't like me playing in the tub." The scratching at the bottom of the tub moved towards the drain plug. After a moment of quiet, the drain plug moved up. The thing under the tub was poking it. Poke, poke, poke. I wanted to rush over and push it back down, but I was frozen in terror. Water suddenly started rushing down the drain. Captain No Beard steered his ship into the whirlpool and disappeared down the drain. Rupert the rubber duck followed. After the water had drained completely, I stood up. It appeared the owner of the voice had disappeared just as quickly as it came. I grabbed my towel to dry off. Then I heard the squeak from Rupert. Squeak, squeak, squeak. My heart dropped into the pit of the stomach. "We haven't finished playing yet," said the voice, and it was clearer now that the water was gone. "Mommy didn't like me playing." "Maybe we shouldn't play then," I said, and since the voice cared very much what its mother thought, I said, "Mommy would like that." "No, Mommy doesn't like playing," the voice said sadly. "Is Mother there?" "No." "Then we can play." I moved closer to the drain and peeked down it. I saw blackness and the faint shine of light reflecting off water, and an eye. Yes, an eye was looking up at me. "What if she catches us?" I said, very much not wanting to play with the thing beneath the tub. I thought if I scared the owner of the voice into thinking its mother would find out, it would just leave me alone. "You have gills," the voice said. "She can't drown you if you have gills, and she can't kill me twice, so you can play all night." "She drowned you?" "She didn't like me playing in the tub," the voice sobbed. "Wait," the voice paused as if it heard something. I too heard something, the front door. Perhaps it was my father, perhaps the voice's mother. The voice said, "Mommy says go to bed. I'll give your toys back next time you take a bath." And with this, it was gone. I took showers from then on. Sounds like you have a real fear of the water, mate. Water and what's in it. Glad I don't need a tub to give myself a bath. Agreed. Yes, agreed. Should we ask Dale? Spray baths, only $17.99 a bath. So that my. So no, we shouldn't have. $16.99 Dale. No, $16.98. So who's next? I wonder who is next. Okay, who do we got? We got Oscar, who looks like a very muscular magician. Wesley is a cat, apparently. Dale is an obvious... He's obviously tweaked out. And then the last one is Joe. I'm assuming. Yeah, that's the last one. But yeah, this has been quite some time. It's been going on for like 20 minutes already. I hope you enjoyed this. I quite enjoyed it. I'll leave a link if you want to read the rest. Trust me, you really do want to read the rest. It's quite cute. I'll see you all in the next video. Have fun, be safe, and enjoy yourself. Bye for now.